guys, we thought it would be good to... I don't know, how do we start this? Hey everyone, so we just wanted to make a video that hopefully is helpful to other people that are looking to build out a truck camper, especially done in an F-150 like our beloved Frisky the Ford. So we just went on a road trip from Denver, Colorado to move to Homer, Alaska, and it took us 14 days, and so we wanted something that was functional and really fit the needs of our truck.
Yeah, so what we were looking for was something that was cost-effective, stealthy so that we could sleep in Walmart parking lots and truck stops. We want it to be safe because there are scary animals along the way. We wanted it to be easy to set up and comfortable because we were bringing not only ourselves but also a cat and a dog.
So, a little bit about why we chose our specific truck. We got the F-150 with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost so that it could get solid gas mileage as we were towing a trailer. We also got the maximum towing package and the off-road package for the shocks going down the Cassiar Highway. That was a must. And then with the topper, we made sure to get the roof rack with it and a carpeted interior for that so that we could attach curtains that we'll show you later. As well as the 6.5 foot bed. That was a must for the 6.5 foot bed so that we didn't have to drop the tailgate down when we were sleeping.
Yeah, so the rest of this video will kind of show you how we built out the back of Frisky the Ford and made it a little home for our adventure. Okay, so we start the truck build by taking out this top portion of the cap of the truck. It's called a cap pack. Our cap came with it, but we did not need it because it takes up too much headroom, but we can always add it back in after we take the bed out of the truck. You can put shotguns and or fishing rods in there, and it's good for storage, but again, we just didn't need that. So that's the inside of our truck there with the topper on it. Those windows do open, there's screens in them, and there's lighting tracked at the top. Here Kyle is measuring out the 2x10s. We bought 3 of them, and he is cutting them to 78.5 inches each. You can see this is an old piece of wood we just had laying around, so we actually ended up just buying 2 of them. And they ended up fitting perfectly in the back of the truck along the grooves, which you can see here. Nothing is really holding those boards up besides that platform, and they did fit pretty perfectly. The next step of the project was building out the bed platform. This is the piece of wood that will go towards the cab of the truck, and it didn't work out as perfectly as we thought. We thought we could just slide this into the back of the bed without having to cut it, but we could not figure out how to get it to fit, so instead we had to cut it in half, and that's what we're doing here. If you had a table saw, this process would have been much easier, or you could get Home Depot to cut it for you, but we did not want to go back to Home Depot, so we ended up doing it this way. It worked out in the end, but it took a lot more time than it needed to. In the cut list, we have included these measurements if you do end up doing it this way. Here's what the bed platform looked like after we got all of the pieces of plywood cut and in place. It's super sturdy. You could lay down on that without it moving. We don't have any screws or anything. It's just a perfect fit, which means we'll be able to take this whole platform in and out of the truck as we please, which is a huge bonus to this plan of the truck build out. Next on the agenda was making little hinged cubby holes so that we could access things from the inside of the truck and so that we didn't have any unused storage space. Kyle is so kindly demonstrating to you how they work. We put hinges on that portion so that we could reach into the truck right there and be able to pull stuff out. He also cut notches in the end of that piece of the platform so that it would fit in the truck perfectly, and he used his circular saw to do that. At this point, all of the hinges are on the platform, and I am attempting to use Kyle's impact driver to put together this X-Acto knife. The reason I'm doing this is to cut a roll of carpet that I found at Home Depot for super cheap, and my goal is to cover all of the pieces of platform with this carpet in order to protect our mattress. We didn't really want our nice new memory foam mattress to be sitting directly on plywood, and that's why we ended up including this step. At this point, each piece of carpet had been cut to size to fit on the pieces of platform, and I'm spraying the piece of platform with 3M adhesive spray. And here I am placing the carpet directly on the board after the adhesive had dried a little bit, and it was a pretty perfect fit, which was important so that the puzzle would all fit together in the end. And here's what the truck bed looked like after all the carpet had been installed and all the hinges had been installed, and it all seems to be fitting together properly. The final step of our truck build out was making these drawers that will slide in and out of the space underneath the platform. The way Kyle did this was by attaching a 1x8 piece of pine board with a bracket to an overlaid piece of plywood. Overlaid plywood, as I learned, is a piece of plywood that has a shine to it and it's more slick than regular plywood. We use this type because we actually didn't use any track system for our drawers. This piece of plywood was sitting directly on the truck bed. When we had the wood cut at Home Depot for the drawers, we kept the extra pieces, and that's what Kyle ended up using for the faces of the drawers and the backs of the drawers. He then ended up putting notches in the front so that we would have a handle to use to open and close the drawers. And now for the final touches. I'm vacuuming out the back of the car before we put everything back in to make sure it's nice and clean. We have filmed putting everything back in case there's anything you need clarification on. I hope this video helps.
Singing Mrs. Robinson on train tracks, drinking out of bottles with the stray cats. I had a grip with Subway. Older than I was yesterday, my shoulders learned to carry all this weight and more. Won't you come my way? Oh, it's all a show. We pretend like we know what we're doing. Oh, it's the blood in our veins, right in your name, and I keep going. And I keep going. City keeps telling me that I've been looking shady, hitting too much coke and whiskey. I guess I drink myself to death. It's all a show, pretend like